Greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, starting a little bit early, but feeling refreshed, inspired, invigorated, and curious, anxious, to be honest, curious to see what might be revealed today again on the live stream. Praise be, man. Hey, check in Tennessee. Greetings to all from you through, yes, it's greetings to all. And Yolanda, praise be. Blessings to you as well. Some energies, some beings who I really enjoy. I have dropped the link already for those who do wish to join. And today, you know what? It's Friday. I just want to enjoy some time, to be honest. I don't really have an agenda. I do hope to share some encouragement and inspiration for any who do tune in. I hope that value is received, even if it is just a little bit of entertainment, laughing at the guy talking to himself. That's fine too. The topic today, Let Go Friday. And I tell you what, the thumbnail was it was made for me. The creative talent I've been blessed with. Actually, it is the divine force. Let go of frustration Friday. A reminder, I receive strength from this, so take this as well for you. You've done it before. You can do it now. You've done it before and you can do it now. See the positive possibilities. Redirect the substantial energy of your frustration and turn it into positive, effective, unstoppable determination. How powerful are those words, man? Turning your frustration into a positive, effective, unstoppable determination. Hey, there you go. F it Friday, man. That's kind of the topic. That is kind of the topic, really. Let go. Let go of the frustrations. Let go of the bad feelings. Let go of the unease. The anxiousness. Let it all go, man. Try to recognize what matters. What is important? The bills, the arguments, the foreign conflicts, the value, the depreciating value of the dollar. What matters? All that matters is now. For it is now that we live. It is now that we experience. It's now that we feel. It's now that we can think our ways into hell or heaven. You know, into these states of being that are just filled with the love of God or feeling quite distant from anyone, from anything. I felt that feeling more recently than I'd care to admit, but that feeling of being alone, of not mattering, not being seen. And yet here it is, the obvious contrary to that is so obvious, so truly obvious. Is today your birthday, Chuck? Is that what I'm seeing in the chat? In the chat? Greetings to you all, sincerely. All those who are popping in. I did hear something, another grandbaby in the books. Congratulations, man. Every day can be a day to celebrate. There's always a reason to we can always find a reason. We really can. We can find a reason to be frustrated and lacking and anxious. We can feel all sorts of things. We can even find reasons to dislike and to whatever, to judge other people. We can find all sorts of reasons to make ourselves feel bad. But there are things that we can do to find gratitude, to find things that are good. You tell me. I'm sorry to hear this, man. Letting go and moving forward. There's a lot of people that are being faced with those choices. You either let go and move forward, or I'm sorry, you tell me, for your loss, his peace, her peace. This life we are living, brothers and sisters, you tell me, I mean, bless you. That is the lesson. We have to accept sometimes our helplessness. And it's not fucking fun. It's not pleasant. It's part of life, though. It is part of life. And so if you can remind yourself, well, I don't know. For everyone, what I've been learning for myself is the pain is real. The suffering sucks. Some of it, though, is imagined, unnecessary, irrelevant thoughts that really just kind of detract from the day. Pain is real. There's no denying our emotions. There's no denying the suffering, the inequalities, the manipulations. There's no denying the reality of our being. It's this life we're living, brothers and sisters. This life we are living, it is far, far more than most have been led to believe. This is what I've learned for myself. Yesterday, I was, golly geez. Hey, I want to say hi. There's many, many people here popping in. Blessings, greetings to all of you. Jeez, yes. Here's something I realized. Well, sometimes what it needs defeated, when we feel defeated, sometimes what needs to be defeated is the friggin' thoughts in our minds. We need to find the will to overcome the pain, to accept that which we did not want to accept, to believe. Jesse, I saw some of your interview today, and I love your work, man. I love what you do so much. And your partner, Angeleen, she yesterday, for those who saw, golly geez, man, her words were true. I received her words very truthfully, with care, with love, and they were moving. They empowered me with greater thoughts. Actually, today I was inspired today. I know, Goblin, I was worried about this. Yeah, it's like pinstripes, and here on StreamYard, it looks really bad. That's why I've been allowing it. But if it looks funky on the screens, maybe I'll reevaluate this one. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. I hope it's not a distraction. The words I was really considering today, though, is the idea of Self-worth. Holy shit, that's a confusing topic. You know, where does our worth come from? It's so easy for us to judge ourselves because we're constantly with ourselves, seeing every stupid mistake, hearing every stupid thing we misspeak, hearing every lie we choose to tell. It's real easy um, to judge ourselves as unworthy of love, unworthy of peace, unworthy of prosperity, perhaps abundance. I know there's a lot of people who have been raised with a poverty mindset because of, what their societal past has brought them. The idea that rich people are evil and that only there's so many distorted thoughts. There are so many distorted thoughts that keep us away from achieving success in love, in health, in life. There's so many things we do to ourselves to trip ourselves up, to trick ourselves out of time spent in happiness, time spent in joy, time spent in love. There's always something to love in every moment. Actually, what I was thinking about earlier is at every moment there is something to laugh at. There really is. There's always something that we can find to be humor, because within our mind, we're not limited to right now. We've got we're not limited to a singular perspective. Our mind can travel time, space. It's infinite. The realm of consciousness, our awareness, our thoughts. That, brothers and sisters, that is the higher realm where heaven is discovered. it's it's within the mind that our body responds through the thoughts in the mind. Whether we're thinking of the past or the future, within our body in the present, it doesn't know the difference, right? So if you're thinking about times where you were afraid or angry, these uh, these imprinted memories that we've given so much power to, that we carry around, the mistakes, right? We've always got to remember our mistakes. Shit. That was a bullshit line I taught to my son. Never to forget your mistakes. You got to learn from them. But, God, stupid things we do sometimes in this world, in this life, as being a person. It's really easy to get caught up in things, and we don't think. We don't think clearly. And then when we don't think clearly, stupid things happen. And brothers and sisters, if we're going to go around our whole lives beating the shit out of ourselves and each other because of things from the past, we'll never know peace. And today, brothers and sisters, I want to encourage everyone to let go. Let go of the negativity, let go of the limitations, let go of the past, let go of the fears, and just let go, man. F it. F it. Let it all go. Just become one with the now. As the scripture says, be still and know. Rest in me is what the word said, right? Rest in the love and the care of the Father that is, right? And the Father, the Mother, it's all divine. Back to that idea of divinity. Gosh, I really didn't get too much into it yesterday, but there's always time we cannot get back. And time really is, man. Chuck, that is a tough position to be, but I would assure you that God placed you in that position to influence that which was. We can look at it, the choices that life brings us as, burdens, as painful memories, or we can recognize that there's forces beyond the limits of our mind, beyond what we know. There are forces that are good. For all that is good. There is good within the all that is. It's a matter of searching for it to find it. And what I've been learning is if you just let go, trust that there is a good reason, a good purpose. And guess what? Life and your mind and the powers of things that will be, those things, it seems to align. It really does. Chuck, I can imagine the burden. I can imagine the deliberation, and I'm sure that your thoughts were guided. This is what I've been learning to trust as well. Machine lies. God bless you. And all sorts of people popping in, wonderful people. Thank you. I mean, and I know there's more than just those who pop in the chat as well. But if all that truly matters is now, because the past is done, right? Past is done. All right, so what? We didn't get along in the past. All right, so what? We did each other wrong in the past. All right, so what? What now? What can we do from this moment, from our own unique perspectives, individually, together, in whatever together ways you find yourself? How can we move forward to what is greater? That's a question I've been asking myself quite often. How can I move forward? How can we move forward? What can be done for God's will to be shown? What might God's will be? I truly believe God's will is for the world to know peace. I truly believe it just makes sense to me that God might want humanity to stop fighting each other, stop extorting each other for fucking what? For what? Imagine fiat currency, some shiny fucking metals, metals meaning gold and silver. This is economic competition bullshit is nonsense, guys. It is nonsense that we have been brainwashed into participating. This game of Monopoly with generational debts being stacked up and kept track of on a main stage. Here's how much the slaves owe. Here's how much the slaves owe. Talking about the national deficit for those who don't follow, but Everything is money. Money is a fucking lie. And that's just it. Everyone seems to love the lies. People just, they're so rejective. No, that can't be true. I did this myself. No, I can't accept that's true. No way. You're so fucking silly. We'd rather believe the lies than accept the truth that is presented clearly. And I don't understand that. I really don't. Angeleen, your love, sincerely, you showed it, you shared it. It was demonstrated and well received. Thank you. Thank you so much. And violence begets violence, and steel sharpens steel. An intelligent adversary is better than an ignorant friend. Well, if there's one week in the chain, the whole chain is broken. Okay, the weak chains exist in the link when we fail to pay attention. Because when we pay attention, we can notice weaknesses in the chains, we can build them up. We can make sure the weaknesses are not of concern. I want to challenge your thoughts there, brother, because I hear a lot of people who have been hurt from the past. They got a lot of reasons for distrust today. And this world, depending on what you've learned, man, depending on what you have learned, this world is evil and nuts. Okay? You can legitimize that perception. Hey, blessings to all of you. Oh, is she not? Holy cows. You know what? Thank you. Sometimes I overlook the most obvious things. This world we live in, brothers and sisters, it can cause us a lot of confusion. It can cause us a lot of doubts. There are a lot of reasons to distrust in the world. But consider this. If God's going to deliver blessings here on earth, it's going to be through you and me and everything else that is. So I know thoughts come through us all at different times, ways we might be able to share blessings, to share our support, our encouragement, maybe even ask for, maybe even seek support. Ideas may come out where, hey, maybe I can get some support here, or maybe I can help here. Either way, don't deny those thoughts. Okay, when the loving thoughts come in your mind, spend time with those and wonder. When the toxic thoughts come in, the ones you've heard before, that lifelong one about, remember when you did this? Remember why you can't trust them? When those negative, limiting, lacking thoughts come in, I challenge you. Challenge them. Challenge the toxic thoughts and ask yourself why. Why would I want to suffer this foolishness within my own mind? Why would I not want myself to feel good, to know love, to know solutions, to know forgiveness, to know mercy, to know peace? Our minds, brothers and sisters, that is where that is where the battle truly is happening. Evil and Nuts sounds like a great name for a breakfast solution. It does, but hey, solutions are available for us all. Sincerely. Our divine, our source, our creator, our God, that love that moves us. Oh my God. It is so amazing. It is so powerful. And that's what is so scary. Brothers and sisters, it is normal for us to feel fear. Okay? It is normal for us to be apprehensive, a little cautious, distrusting. There is plenty of reasons for that. However, this society has taken partial truths and distorted them, okay, particularly in the ways of the mind and emotions, right? There's some unforgivable acts that people carry within their minds, and they retain that identity as unforgivable. Therefore, they never feel the forgiveness because they know the reality of what they've experienced. Okay? But the past, when we stop denying what is true, when we just simply humble ourselves to whatever it is we know of the past, everything is forgivable because no thing is permanent. All of us, every single one of us, are temporary. Let's stop bullshitting each other. Stop making each other's lives so much more difficult, because everyone's fighting and competing, trying to outdo each other. And it's like, why? Why don't we just get along, man? And you know what? It's Friday afternoon. It's Friday night love is what I'm offering here. For those who want to join the panel, please join on up. The link is pinned to the top. This is, hey, brothers, partial truths, they do create total confusion. That is, what is going on? It says I lost connection. Am I connected? I think I'm still here. Here, I'll do it over here. That was bizarre. For those who wish to join, oh, it is Friday. Fired Up Friday is coming up. That's right. Thank you for that reminder, HMFIC of Steve. He'll be going live Friday. Thank you guys for checking and keeping me going. My thought tonight is, well, I've decided it's time to make changes again. I keep recognizing, brothers, sisters, when we want different results in our lives, we got to make some changes. The way to make the best changes is to change within ourselves. The best way to change within ourselves is to change what is important. Telling you, that is a key. Spend time journaling, spend time figuring it out, self-analyzation, self-awareness, whatever you want to call it. Pay attention to you, figure out, and truly, honestly, what is important to you. Keeping in mind all that matters is now. So then what do? This world teaches us to value a lot of material things, right? Everyone places their worth, their value based on relationships. What's their partner look like? How much is their partner making? How much is their self-worth? What is their economic value? You know, the external relationships, it's information. What really truly is important, what I found for myself, what is truly, truly important is all that matters. And the only thing that matters is now. Now, my now is your now is wherever your mind and body, your spirit, your energies are feeling you. You know, what is important to me is love. Seriously, we are just here. We are here to love. Talking about moon landings. Fabulous, dude. That's some interesting topics there. Welcome, Jesse. How you doing, brother?
Good.
Come to you. Oh, Angeleen's there too. Blessings.
Cooking in the background here.
I'm just rolling some joints.
God bless, man. Hey, I don't know. I started a little early. The idea was I'm gonna see what happens today, and I noticed the I started getting into the topic. I've made the intention to change me again, and after reviewing my patterns the last couple of weeks, I've been talking myself out of going out. I've been staying in on the weekends, despite the increase in social activity out there. Got to play the odds, right? That's what life's about. Time to go out and create opportunities, find opportunities, create opportunities to be shared, right?
You're a man that's looking for those opportunities, so you'll find them if you go out and about. Yeah, every day you just work on one thing that you maybe want to accomplish, and magic will happen.
That's what I'm doing, man. That is what I'm doing. I have been consciously simplifying my life. Not sure if it was intentional or, it's just the way it happened. I had to. The way my life was being lived, the way everything was changing around me, I had to make some reevaluations. And what I've decided, what I've learned is most of the world is literally, we're living wrong. We are not designed to live in states of stress and states of we're not supposed to live with prolonged depression, prolonged anxiety. That stuff is not normal for us. We're here to let go and let God. Stop creating resistance. That's what I've been learning.
And no matter how the world is, kind of programmed us, separated us, made us feel that alone is the way to go, we're really communal beings. We need people. We need that interaction. That's something that really, is what is definitely needed more in the world. Not just this online has really brought community, but actually physical. Going out and seeing people, hugging people, seeing them in person. I think we'd all need a little bit more of that.
I can imagine. I can see the world. Jesse, everything you're talking about is true. Where my mind drifted was my thoughts earlier on self-worth. It's really easy to judge ourselves as unworthy, especially when the world is showing you that that fact, right? And the world will bring us challenges.
Trying to show you that, right? So
Trying.
that's, it's trying to, and it's whether it's coming from, ungenuine places, it seems, but that's not the case. So if, that's the way that it's trying to show you that, then it's not real. And that's the actual illusion.
Yes. What we focus on becomes real for us. And frankly, that's what beautiful Angeleen reminded me of yesterday. She did an amazing job for me sharing space and light. What I was reminded of is I am worthy. I have become a good man. I have become a good father. And it doesn't have to be to my child. There's many adults who could use, some compassion and some kind masculinity in their lives. And I think I am becoming the father that I wanted to be. So who knows what the future will bring. But the point is sometimes we need those reminders. And Angeleen, bless you. You delivered that beautifully. So I don't know. Life is bizarre. Life is interesting. Okay. And Virgo, please, sister, I'm going to look that up, and I encourage you to, not you, all of us. All of us who are feeling the need of friends. Partial truths, okay? That is a partial truth. We all desperately really do need another. For validation, for encouragement, for inspiration. But we are here to become our own best friend. Honestly, that's what I believe is true, because that is God. God is our best friend. And when we stop believing God is with us, that's when we stop neglecting our value. We start overlooking our value. Maybe that is true.
Starts with you, brother. Starts with you. You can't truly be happy until you're happy with yourself. You can't truly love others until you love yourself. It starts with you. And once you can be happy with your own company, once you don't need anything else or anyone, then all the other things can flourish.
Yes. I'd heard that before through my life, but I never really stopped to figure out what that means. Love, it was something I honestly took for granted. When you're lonely, when you're alone, you're in bad company. God is with you. If you feel lonely, it may be time to pray. And I encourage the prayers to pray is to be reminded of the spirit of comfort, of the spirit of strength, of the spirit of faith, the spirit of love that's there. It's up to each of us to seek, but I trust it is there for those of us who seek. And this is what I was reminded of earlier. I think what I was reminded of myself is I was taking my thoughts too damn seriously. And my thoughts were preventing me from feeling joy, from loosening up, from having fun. Amen. And that was the thought earlier. I think in every moment we can find something to laugh at, even if it's just ourselves and our foolishness. God does love to make us laugh, breathe, loosen up, love ourselves, man. Every road leads to spiritual enlightenment when we're willing to surrender to the divine within. And I think the divine within will carry our dumbasses to enlightenment, even when we fight it. Well, but then again, we all take our shit too seriously. That is what I have learned. So true, man. Thank you. Today, Let Go Friday. And I'm telling you, part of this too came from that. That quote from someone else. You've done it before. You've done it. We have done it all before. We can do it again. We can overcome the sadness. We can overcome the tears. We can overcome the pain. We can overcome. That's why we're here, to overcome that which was. What a beautiful game it is. When you stop and think about it, how simple life and the natural forces actually are. We are here to grow. To grow, we must discover and let go of that which was so we can discover what might be. And there's forces of good that are bringing us through all the craziness and the darkness of the past. Oh, Chuck, I read it at the beginning. It says, you've done it before and you can do it now. See the positive possibilities. Redirect the substantial energy of your frustration and turn it into positive, effective, unstoppable determination. It's a powerful quote, man, from Ralph Marston. I don't know who that is, but the idea is the reminder. We can overcome. We can find the positive. We can use that frustration, the energy of anger and helplessness just drives us nuts. We can use that to fuel us on to love, to greater purpose.
What you letting go of today, Jack, for Let It Go of Frustration Friday?
I let go of my lack. I let go of a lot of my lack between yesterday and today. I have also been letting go of nicotine and caffeine recently and other things as well. I'm improving and purifying myself, and I'm feeling good. I'm seriously though, there is, brothers and sisters, there is something amazing that I believe is happening. See, Angeleen, amen. When we stop beating ourselves up, we flow. It's that simple. We got to get the hell out of our own way. And when we're not tripping ourselves up on, my opinions and all of this and all of that, the memories and crap, we are naturally happy then. I think we are. And this is what I've been learning is letting go is so beautiful. We are good. You are good. Whoever you are. Maybe you need to hear that like I did, right? Maybe it's your turn to feel that want today. You are good. You are good enough. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of peace. You are worthy of joy.
You mentioned before how like we're our own worst critic, but in flip side, we should be our own best cheerleader as well, cheering us on, right? So that can go both ways. You can either, really look towards your flaws, or you can look towards inspiring yourself and finding what does inspire you and flip that upside down.
That is true. The downside to what you said, though, is maybe why I am how I am. I enabled myself. I told myself I was good when I was just fucking, dude, I was unacceptable. And unacceptable to me today. But I said I was good enough back then. I agree with what you're saying. We can and we should become the greatest source of inspiration, the greatest source of encouragement for ourselves. Honestly. But I think the way to do that, honestly, is to become the greatest source of inspiration and encouragement for others. Because that's who we're going to hear the most. We're going to hear the most of ourselves when we're speaking with others. So share inspiration and encouragement. Your body doesn't know you're not talking to you. Your body thinks you're talking to yourself.
And there's no greater feeling than service to others. So once you really adopt that into your daily practice and mindset, you just vibrate at a different frequency, at a higher frequency.
Amen. Jesse, that though, admittedly, that's where my self-judgment and my self-criticism was hurting me. Because I know I know how good it feels to serve others. I know what it feels like to really make a difference. And I know that I have influenced, and I know people have been inspired, but there's been a feeling of distance for a while. That separation I've been trying to figure out how to overcome. And then that separation is just imagined. Because all we are is right here and now. And the peace of right here and now, dude, it is abundant. I feel so much love, so much gratitude, so much peace. I hope to share it in whatever ways I can. I was considering that earlier. The way, most of my human interaction is actually done through this metaverse and the videos and stuff. And I wonder how my kindness and gentleness actually comes across when, I get reactive and profane and start swearing at people. And I wonder how it's coming across, but I don't know. Praise be. Love yourself. Do what lights you up and let it inspire others. That's actually the conclusion I came to for myself to do in greater ways today. And that's why I'm starting early. I'm planning on going out tonight. I got plans for to return to some pretty cool fellowship in the morning and see what the future brings.
And we keep learning and growing and growing and learning and growing and growing and learning. That's just a part of this, development of what life is. We want to be perfect. We want to make always the right decision and do the right thing. But as long as you're just trying to be a little bit better today than you were yesterday, you're definitely on the right path.
Amen. Yes, I did start earlier today. And I plan on changing my patterns. I'm going to go out and see what the evening brings forth. Oh, that's right. Smith, damn it. I'm sorry, brother. I did start and you were already streaming. I meant to mention you when I started and I totally forgot. The music, I tuned in just for a moment as I was getting set up and heard some beautiful music being shared, some inspiring songs. Got me to thinking I can add a lot of different things to this stream that would make it better. I just need to figure out how and what to do. But that's the whole, I guess that's life, is it not? Figuring out what to do.
Figuring out our purpose.
Well, even that can be challenging. Arpol, thank you sincerely, man. It can be challenging to know because what may appear to be our purpose today may change in the future. We've got to be able to adapt, to be able to change our focus and our plans. At least that's been true for myself. Here is a rock star, my brother, the machine lies. Another man of true wisdom.
Hey,
Philosophy. Please, what?
No, I was just wondering if everyone can hear me. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Pardon? What? Speak up.
No, you sound beautiful, brother. Are you streaming this evening or is that Saturdays you do?
Yeah, that's a Saturday thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to keep it on a schedule. I know that God likes those things that are done in repetition, and I know that nature likes that too. I know cycles of repetition. That's how nature likes to do things too. So I try to keep it everything on a scheduled time. Especially my interactions with other people. That's why I like to every so now and then I like to have a conversation with all of my friends. That's why I might reach out to you, Jesse, randomly, and I might reach out to you, Brother Talcott, after a little bit of time goes by. You know what I mean? Because usually it's like like once a month I'll check up on everybody. But yeah, bless.
Respect, and I appreciate you swinging through, man. Unslaved Truth. My brother Tarek, I was just thinking about you earlier today. Wondering, well, Tarek has presented me as a pretty consistent man. He's consistent in what he believes. I removed him as a mod on this channel because of some of the comments I've seen from him. Now, in reflecting his character and what he's shown, he doesn't seem the type to abuse that, though. So I feel that I was kind of petty in taking the mod thing from him. Maybe unjustified punishment. Or unrelated punishment because of what he's been saying. And so the thing is,
I have to trust people like Tarek because we're neighbors. Because I live in Detroit and he lives over here in Dearborn, and I might have ran into him at the local grocery store. So I have no choice but to trust people like him because we live in pretty much the same vicinity. But yeah, I know that there's a lot of good people in that city. Dearborn, even though it's getting a bad rap recently, because of the conflicts that are going on.
You know, Tarek has been he's been one of the financial supporters. He's been generous with me. And you know, there's something to be said about loyalty. Okay?
That is just what I was gonna say. That brown people have this loyalty problem sometimes. You know what I mean? That actually we're actually the source of tribalism in all its forms as well. You know, so that might be one of the you know, we have an instinctual need for a sort of internal built-in system. You know, most of our societies are built on nepotism, and so like you'll see like you know, it's like crabs in a barrel, you know, if you look at any brown man country. But that nepotism is built on an internal strength, which is loyalty. And any criminal organization really has a loyalty, you know. You know, if you look at the most hardened criminal gangs, they have stories. You know, if you can't tell me the story that my grandmother told me from 3 generations ago, you're not going to be initiated into the club. They have extremely sophisticated oaths, even though they're criminals. You know, they have extremely sophisticated system of loyalty and trust. They would have to in order to be successful criminal organizations, you know. So it's like, you know, every you know, like I said, if you look at a vice, it exploits virtue and then twists it around. You know, so like, what's the virtue of a colony of thieves? It's that they don't steal from each other. You know what I mean? You know, it's like they the same vice they apply on the outside, they don't apply on the inside. So it's like virtue is the only thing that actually brings together, you know, at the end of the day. You know, it's the real bond, you know, really.
I'd heard you mention that before. And that makes wonderful sense. The
Yeah.
Hey, I have a feeling we're going to deal with some censorship issues. HardHat, welcome, my brother. It's wonderful to see you.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm feeling blessed, my friend. What is going on down there?
Not much. I'm just kind of just came up. I'm not too big on going up live anymore, I guess, but I do love the chat. The chat's another kind of metaverse, but you seem to. I didn't come at you. I'm a joker, and I like to have fun and tell jokes. But you seem to fucking time me out right away. I've only been back for the last 2 days. Why?
It wasn't me.
I apologize then. Okay.
It was someone, it was one of the mods, and I was seeing this and I don't really understand what was going on. I agree. You're pretty, jack.
I'm being me, and I like to throw shit out there, whether it's left ball or not, and I don't direct it. I actually point it back at me. I talk like I'm talking like myself. But anyway, point being is I'm not saying shit. Don't fucking time me out. You know what I mean? I don't want to come up. I'm not a fucking bit, non-bit.
HardHat. This is who it was. It looks like it's been taken care of. Okay.
My apologies. I'm not trying to start drama. I'm all not about drama.
No worries, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Hey, God bless you, HardHat. Peace and thank you. And yeah, it's it is interesting though that my patience was very short with Unslaved Truth. I timed him out very quickly. If anyone had an opportunity to complain at me, it might actually be Tarek. Loyalty to the truth is super important. Yes. But here, Tarek, just because Tarek does not think Jack is an honorable man, I'm encouraging that Tarek reevaluates his opinions of me. Okay? Because, brother, loyalty to the truth. I don't know how to describe what I see happening here. What appears clear to me, there's a real similar pattern between old Polly Boy and Jackie Boy, right? Paul and Jack have a different way of communicating in things, but I get a lot of people that support Polly Boy, whichever that was, support Polly Boy and then want to project onto me what he's doing. I love this life, man. Hey, it's easy to misunderstand. It's easy to jump to conclusions, particularly when we've got a lot of division being promoted and supported going on, right? What are your thoughts, man?
Well, I think that to keep it on to this this topic, because I do think that the topic is a beautiful topic for our day and age. You know, like in the Tao, it says that I mean, on the path of knowledge, one gains by daily increments, but in the path of the Tao, one gains daily by relinquishing. You know, by giving up something. And I think that you know, simplicity is about like, and I seen you talking about that for a while. You know, yes, you know, giving up for the more simple pleasures. You know, maybe you know, taking time for yourself, taking time away from your thoughts. You know, I think thoughts are the first things to sacrifice, you know, especially the imaginations of the thoughts, because those can guide us into all sorts of unknown territory. You know, you can go down the rabbit hole, if you will, you know, thinking of points and counterpoints and shadow boxing with delusions of, you know, that, you know, false figments of stuff. You know, our thoughts have imaginations of their own, you know, and to let thoughts guide you, you know, there's a level higher than thoughts, and that's a level of mind itself, you know, and the level of mind is the level of total awareness, you know. But then there's a level above mind, you know, which is and above soul or consciousness, you know, which is the level of spirit, and that's the level of you know, activity. So really it's like doing things, it's like pay attention to what you're doing, even the minute instances, like why, like where you're going to where you're going, you know, instead of just, you know, having like somebody said, don't let your emotions control your thoughts, let your actions control your thoughts, and then let your emotions follow along with that program. you know you know, so it's, you know, like letting your thoughts control your emotions, like that's kind of like putting the like putting the fucking cart before the horse, you know, so to speak, you know. But letting your actions control your thoughts, you know, that's a higher level of awareness. You know, now you're you know, you're moving and then strategizing, you know, with your movement, you know. Like somebody said, I think it was Malcolm X. He said that you know, if you you know, um when you change your thought patterns, you start to change you know, your philosophy. And when you develop a new philosophy, you change your attitude, and when you change your attitude, you get into some action. But as long as you have a sit down thought pattern, you have a sit down philosophy, you have a sit down attitude, and you have a sit down plan of action, you know, that's not going to go nowhere, you know. But letting movement, and that doesn't mean go out and do things, you know. It means do things and then let your thoughts follow along with what you're doing, you know, or what you, in other words, be present to what you have right in front of you. All you have is your present means to achieve what you want at this moment. So don't seek anything outside of that. You know, be practical about what you have. Be present. That doesn't mean go out and do things. Be still and engage all things from the vantage point of where you're at, so that you can be clear. But yeah.
Brother, you brought it back around to where I wanted to be. About the way, right? Whether you're talking about the Tao, the way of the Zen, whether you're talking about the way of the Christ, the way is revealed to each of us, moment by moment by moment. And it's up to us to see it, to see the way, to feel the way, to know the way for us. And it takes a little bit of trial and error as we grow into the way of us. But the best way is to get out of the way, right? Get out of the way and be now. Be present. Be filled with whatever, wisdom, love, peace, abundance, all the good things you can identify. And then I think it's just a matter of trust, allowing the divine path of time to reveal our choices, to reveal our solutions, to bring us different options. But that's where, okay, where you were saying though about allow the actions to determine the thoughts. I'm of the mind, right? When I was starting to learn self-development and stuff, Tony Robbins teaches, your emotional state. You bring the physical in, you control the physical, and you'll control the mind and emotions. And then I'd heard some of the old spiritual teachers talk about breath. Breath is life. You control your breath, you'll control your life. I tried like hell to control my breath. I tried like hell to control my state of being. I found the way was through my mind. So it's interesting that you say that. I found to control my emotions, I had to go through the mind. I had to understand them, bring the emotions in close to try and understand them. But through understanding, we gain control.
Yeah, and that's why I distinguish between thoughts, the imagination of the thoughts, and the mind, because I think the mind is a greater level.
Okay.
The mind is something that is, it's clearer than imagination, because I think I actually inclined towards a belief of panpsychism. So I think like mind actually can't be defined properly speaking, but
Okay.
because I think there's no origin point for something like mind. And I do think that mind is something that has a dual edge with experience and imagination. I think imagination and experience are both part of mind, either way you slice it.
Yes.
So I think that is why mind is so complex. Mind is such a complex stage, But yeah.
Isn't it mind over matter? If you don't mind, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, if you don't mind, yeah, it doesn't matter. And the devil is in the details, and those small things, that's where like they say, and that's how I think of thoughts. I think of thoughts as, because they say, like, if you just like thoughts are the things are the things that happen when in a conventional sense people try to meditate and all that random shit pops into their mind. That is what thoughts are, but that's not what the mind is. The mind is the thing that controls those.
Okay.
But yeah.
Hey,
That's dope.
welcome, Joe. I'm
So,
sorry to jump in and interrupt. There's some Smith. Please don't
What's
use
up,
the mod powers to just censor people. I mean, Mitch is Mitch. He's
I totally
wonderful.
understand what you mean. Mitch gets a little leeway because Mitch is Mitch, man. I understand. It makes total sense to me. Like giving snafu, you expect, give him a little leeway. That's snafu. You gonna do crazy shit.
I respect Mitch. Even when he's antagonistic and he's calling out hypocrisy and grifting.
He's always sincere and he's always brilliant, right?
Well,
he's always sincerity is high up on his shit. He must follow. He's driven. You disagree? Give me one moment when that nigga wasn't sincere, unless he was trolling someone.
When he's trolling.
Yeah.
That's when I'm thinking.
Yes,
I mean,
he gets mad and he trolls and he gives it to people, but
yeah.
He's big though on the sincerity shit.
He is brilliant. He's very observant and he's very, very smart. A lot of people are.
Back in the day, Mars used to get into it with a lot of people in our community in the 1-8 shit. And I used to know he was brilliant. I could go in his room and me and him would talk, but we couldn't have conversations elsewhere because there was a lot of so-and-so. I'm so glad he got his chance to shine, a chance to peacefully just say what he got to say, right?
Amen.
I just want to jump up here, be victim's advocate for Mitchell. I want to make sure he's getting gas in his $30,000 truck. I just donated to him the other day. He gave me a sob story telling me he was cold. I genuinely felt bad. Then he was trashing on me 2 hours later in the chat. And I said, never again will I give that guy money. I do feel for people in need, but that is a lowball move. Who does that? Who does that? If you're in need and you need help and I help you and then you go into, that's not cool.
What he asked for bread
I need
for?
some help.
He said it was cold out and he needed food. He said he was hungry and he was out of gas and he, it wasn't much. I threw him $10, but who does that?
What do you do?
I don't remember the exact details. Mitch remembers.
But why are you mad? You gave him
called him
$10.
out.
Great.
I called him out and I said, who does that? I gave you money, Mitch. Why are you trashing on me now?
Smith,
I wasn't doing nothing.
Wait, did you buy him a sandwich or were you buying loyalty? Which was it?
He's buying victim status. There's a pattern to Smith's contributions.
Smith, I'm in Canada and it's really cold here.
Yeah, and he's telling me he's homeless. He's sleeping outside. He's asking for money. Then he's trashing on me 2 hours later. So I just want to come up here.
Smith, like you don't see how I live, man.
You look just like my sister-in-law.
I also, right before that, said I was taking a king shit with goat cheese and pumpkin pie for breakfast. So
you look just like my sister-in-law. I like that sun hat you had on earlier.
Oh, you like that? Where'd it go?
Yeah.
Oh.
You tell me it's really after Mitch's man booty too.
He's like something my grandma would wear. Yeah, beautiful. Should put a flower in it.
All right, I just wanted to clear that up, Smith. I can't help your ignorance, man. That's not my fault.
Yeah.
I love you, though.
I'm not the one living in a truck begging for money. I was trying to do Jack a favor there, but he wants you to e-bag on here, so that's cool.
You don't get the joke, man, by now. Come on.
You're the joke.
Right.
That's the joke.
Yeah,
the joke.
it's a joke.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I'm doing better than most of you guys, so if you give it to me...
It's not a contest like that. I'm not out e-bagging. I'm trying to change things. So
Smith.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, peace. Thanks, Jack. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I'll peace out.
Respect.
Mitch, you're still here. Don't start masturbating yet.
Well, it doesn't. Look, I guess that's part of the risk. You want to offer contributions and support to someone. Well, guess what? You don't control them.
No, exactly. I just wanted to
do
throw
what they
that out
want.
there for anybody who's enough of a sucker to throw him some money. That's what you get. So take care, guys.
Dude,
Note to
all
self:
right,
Smith
fair
will
enough.
over contract you.
I don't want to argue.
Mitch, for that sawbuck, you were supposed to kill your opinion and only say positive things about dude. You did not understand that when you got the sawbuck. You didn't understand what it was buying.
How much for the Yes Man package?
I don't know what his deal is. I've been goofing around. Joe, you know me for a long time. I refuse to take donations for years, just out of principle. And I've been very forthcoming with the fact that I don't need money. I don't even want it. It's just a troll, just kind of a mockery, and that I'm gonna put it back into the community somehow. I've raised like 75 or 80 bucks so far.
Sounds like a church.
It's no big deal. It's just a fun little game.
It sounds like what Flo's doing. He seeks donations just to kind of trigger people a little bit. You know,
It's
Yeah.
you know what? Some things are more important than money.
Amen. The joy of triggering
Like
people.
pissing off Paul.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
Well, I think you're really enjoying that $1 per person.
Bro, it's the best. It's the best pricing strategy.
It really is. It
Yep.
really is.
You can
Allowing
use it
people to make it
anytime.
rain.
Oh, Jesse, watch out! Somebody's gonna stab you.
Whew, that was close, Jesse.
They're after your
Get back,
butt.
get
No,
back. Oh my
leave
God,
Jesse's
no,
butt alone.
No. We're gonna need a wellness check, guys. We're gonna need a wellness check.
Who's closest to Canada?
Well,
Mitch, since you're already in the car, why don't you go swoop through and check on him?
Since you're already in the car,
He'd be like, "No, but I'm already home."
Yeah, it's probably about 20 hours away. No problem.
Oh, Jack, I was looking at your vids today. I was going through some of Talcott clip collection. I was looking at that one shit he made of me. That's hilarious. It's banging, blah, blah. And me and my girl was looking at some of your old shit. Some of your clips that he made, she didn't see all that shit that they was making with, I don't know, when you were in the Nazi bunkers and all of that on the news and shit. So she hadn't seen all of those. And then I was like, he took clips of early Talcott. And I went back and looked at some of the shit. You're a fucking gorgeous guy. My God, new shirt every time and all that. And I went back and looked at Paul's early stuff. So I just happened to be doing that shit maybe an hour or so ago. Man.
How funny. Thank you for checking that stuff out, Joe.
Yes, I didn't leave any comments. Still left comments because I watched a nice part of a bunch of them. I watched at least the beginnings of the first 4 or 5.
Respect. Thank you, brother.
I
was thinking earlier that someday, I don't know, I've not ruled the possibilities out that there's something great happening, right, for the future. I haven't ruled those possibilities out.
I was getting worried.
I think I understand what you're saying. I think, no, speak more clearly. I shouldn't have to think I understand what you're saying. You're saying that you still have aspirations to be some of that guy that I saw in those early clips. Yeah.
Yes. I have the intentions to succeed, whatever that means. And at some point I've envisioned, because I think about a lot of the things I've been saying, and I look forward to the future where conversations are had to draw those things out. Because on the panels, the panels are the panels. Conversations don't always go like you think they might. I don't know, man. I'm optimistic for the future. I really am. But I am truly humbled and empowered with right now. Because right now it's Friday night, man. It's Dude, it's freaking November already. What the hell happened to this year?
We paneled it away.
Actually, you know, in the next few days, there may have to be some sort of development because I think Paulie and I have an anniversary coming up. It's real close to right now, about a year.
You know that feeling you get for OTW when you're embarrassed for him because of the way he's acting?
Is that what you're feeling, Flo?
Jack, that's what you're doing to me right now with your anniversary nonsense.
I get over that one.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is unhealthy, isn't it?
Happy
But-
born day, Chuck.
What's that?
Happy born day.
Oh, thank
Nice
you.
segue, Jesse. I like the way you just wrangled that conversation away.
Chuck, if it's your birthday, happy birthday, pal.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Happy
sir.
birthday.
36 years old today.
Damn, you're my age now.
Yep. No, I turned 63. Old as
Oh.
dirt, as my boy would say. Hey, Jack, the other night, if I came across harsh, I apologize for that. I went back and I did some self-reflection, and what I saw was that's the things that I used to do back in the day. I always had a catch to everything that I did for anybody. No matter what it was, if I did something for you, what do I get out of it? You know, type thing. And when you that's 2 or 3 times that I heard you mention that about
I think he
triggered me, and I had to go back and reflect. Am I cutting out?
You did, but you're returned now. You're back. We missed as you freeze up again.
I'll go back and look, and let me turn my camera off. Is that any better?
I think it might be. Thank you.
Damn
Or
rural
not.
internet. But no, it or not. All right, let me cut out and see if I can come back in. Let me change over to my cell phone.
It sounds fine right now.
The minute you say that, though, it starts fucking up instantly.
Right. Yeah, I suppose that's it. Hey, welcome, Dick, Freedom Grower. Are you safe or are you in like a...
Shh, he's on the run.
I'm hiding out. I'm trying to keep a low cover, Jack.
Is that our dick in a box?
Stealth.
That's his new
Don't
building.
mind
He
me.
just built it.
That's what I thought. You're building
Yeah.
like that's your new thing. Very cool,
Well,
dude.
it still needs a lot more work, but I'm just finishing it out right now.
Very
But
cool.
I got all the outside done, which is nice.
How's the weather there? Are you getting the snow yet, or it's coming soon?
I had a whole loft here built, and I still have the clamps up over here, but I had to take it all down because I did things in the wrong order. But the weather's nice right now. We're getting kind of an Indian summer, but we had one good snow, and there's still residuals of that on the ground.
I love the adventure you're living. It looks pretty cool from a distance, but I remember living out in the woods like that. You know, it's a lot of fucking work. It's like nonstop. There's stuff to be done.
Yeah, you're never done. You always have another
Right.
chore. You always have another job. Your to-do list is always growing, but it's kind of fun that way because you prioritize, and get a sense of satisfaction. Make sure you're moving the things forward that really matter to you the most, and because you figure out quickly there's only so many hours in a day. And then also the prep, right? You want to make sure when you do go to the city or whatever, you just get everything you need and load up on all the supplies.
Absolutely. Nothing will kill a day's productivity like having to go back to Home Depot 3 times.
Yeah. You get pretty crafty just coming up with on-the-fly solutions.
And that's for me,
Things-
and I live in town, right? So
Oh, man. Yeah, you take it serious. You think about it all day long, before you take a trip like that. Every damn thing you'd need, and you just keep a list on you and just write it down and make sure
Then I
you're.
read the list. It's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Good conversations, though, guys. Was just listening in. Hadn't joined for a little bit, so I figured I'd jump
Hey,
up and.
it's great to see you, Dick, and I'm glad you did.
Likewise.
El Perro threw me on this, though. I don't have a reason to doubt you, but I could have swore it wasn't until November that I showed up there.
I trust that he remembers more. I trust that he's inventorying shit more than you are. How about that?
That is exactly my thoughts. He keeps track of far more shit than I do.
I'm sure it's only for altruistic reasons as well. No nefarious indexing going on here.
No, of course not. Who is this? TCPS. Is that the I don't know. Well, I'm going to take a chance. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are my friends here from my
Well,
show. Yeah.
These guys are awesome.
Well,
Spent hours
fabulous.
listening to them.
Want to support you, Talcott.
Respect. Thank you. I've seen Neurojack on I remember seeing that name.
He's around. He comes out late at night on the weekends.
Hey, and welcome. I appreciate it. And the TCPS, welcome. Great to see you.
Yes, that stands
How's it
for,
going? This might be the last time I'm on the internet, so enjoy it while you can have it.
But yeah,
I'm serious. Like I just got done with a stream. I wasted 15 minutes. 0 people were even watching it. I'm learning my lesson now. I'm learning that the world is not ready for what I have to say, and I'm not wasting any more time. So
Maybe they are ready. They just didn't know.
I've had the link up for about a week. So the world, I just have realized that the world is not ready. It's been diminished.
You gave the world a week and they didn't respond.
You know what? I think he might be right, though. The internet is time to quit it.
But yeah, TCPS, I wanted to say it stands for Traditional Culture Preservation Society.
I think you better stay around a little bit longer,
Go
actually.
look it up, and you guys could go help support a Traditional Culture Preservation Society. He's an anthropologist, and he makes videos.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, you need to hang around a little more.
Please do. If I can offer, what it sounds to me is that you're in the perfect place. After having some disappointment from your stream, the lack of response, the lack of recognition, you are in wonderful company of brilliant people who really don't get listened to. So God bless and thank you for joining.
Well, I'm here. I'm interested in hearing what the world has to say, what people have to say, what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
I don't.
Jack, did you characterize us as a bunch of people who no one listens to?
Kind of. I group us all together in that.
I missed it, but
hopefully, if the stars align correctly, within a month or so, I'll be having a debate against a guy that has over 100,000 subscribers. So that could.
And then you should stand him up, leave him hanging.
You got an opportunity for that.
That's a power move right there.
Hey, what's the premise of the debate?
Yeah.
So the guy that I'm going against is somebody named Wheat Waffles. I don't know if you ever heard that name before.
Oh yeah, I was watching him today on a different channel. But yeah, I didn't really understand. I thought it was like about relationships. Are you going to debate him about relationships?
Yeah, basically he's like an incel black pillar who thinks that like the vast majority of men are just losers who are never going to get laid. I'm going to show that he's stupid.
Yeah, we need you around these interwebs. You might not be the hero the world wants, but you're the one they need.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. That's the problem is that, there's somebody that I followed for years and years named Brian Gilmartin. He's no longer with us, unfortunately. But he said that basically the world wouldn't be ready to hear the truth until the year 2200.
What's the truth?
Whatever that
ready for
truth
it,
is,
Flo. You're not ready for it.
ordinary people aren't ready to hear it.
I'm ahead of we're all ahead of ordinary people. That's why nobody listens to us.
Mm-hmm. Right.
How many subscribers
do I have?
Yeah.
2130-ish.
How many years have you been trying to game the system?
Well, like 0 of them.
I see. Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's Joe Cool.
That's so cool. How many he got?
He's got over 100,000, and he's been at it for a few years.
4 or 5 years now.
Well, to be clear, Talcott could have also been saying that we don't get listened to, even if we get listened to, because maybe people listen, but they don't like hear what we're saying. You know what I mean?
So,
yeah, I don't think anybody, like the weird thing is that, because I crunch numbers a lot and I look at the statistics. There's actually a ton of people that think the way that I mean, I'm not familiar with Machine Lies. I'm familiar with Jack Talcott. I'm not familiar with most of the people on this panel. I'm familiar with you, Neuro, Jack, but like I'm not familiar with most of the people on this panel. I know for myself, most of my views are actually quite popular if you look at like the actual like polling and stuff. But the thing is that like there's a difference between ordinary people and like the people that are online. So
yeah, I think
a lot of the things that I think are actually pretty common. And if I talk to people in real life, they'll agree with me. But if I talk to people online, they're just stupid about it. And
I'm not sure I understand anymore. I thought you were going the opposite direction with that. I'm not sure I understand anymore.
Oh, what's up?
I'm not sure I understand how the difference between the people in real life and the people on the line. They go crazy. I'm not sure, or act stupid. I think is what you said.
So again, I've got a background in anthropology, right? So I've got a background in.
Go ahead.
I've got a background in anthropology, and one point that I've made for years now, for about 10 years, is that we're really living in a mismatch, an evolutionary mismatch, and that we're not actually living up to our full potential. And that really, for human beings would thrive if they were living in a traditional sort of society, especially like a hunter-gatherer type society.
Really?
And I talk to people in the real world, and I tell them that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's actually sounds about right." Then I talk to people online, and they're just jackasses. They're like, "Well, how about you go live in a cave if you're like if you believe that, man?" Like it's
I understand.
Like
I understand.
the difference between ordinary people in the real world that are like have a fucking brain and like these stupid ass clowns online.
Don't get discouraged, bro. Don't get discouraged. I know it's a bunch of ignorant knucklehead trolls out here. Don't let them. Fuck that. Be you.
And who is that was talking?
That's my friend at the bottom. Traditional Culture Preservation Society. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to interview you if you'd like to share it with our audience. I think that would be great. I thought it was
company. Jesse has some amazing guests.
No, I mean I'd love to at any point. I'd love to, get out there and talk to people and reach a wider audience. Not because, not because I particularly want to grow my channel. Because like I'm gonna be honest, like I don't give a shit about my channel. I don't even like coming on camera. I'm not out there to chase the spotlight or anything. What I want to do is I want to force people. I want to force humanity to be aware of these ideas, because none of these ideas come from me, by the way.
How do we do that? How do we
right now, humanity is fucking complacent. People are fucking complacent.
How do we get them to be less complacent?
What I want to do, like my dream, my goal, my vision, is to make it such that every complacent little fucker live in complacent little fucker land is forced to hear the uncomfortable truth, and they can't hide.
That's not a bad start.
They can't hide
That's not a bad start
from what they're being told.
Well,
I can
So
tell.
I don't give a shit. Like the reason why I got pissed off that my stream got 0 viewers wasn't because like, oh, like I don't have adoring fans. It's that like I'd be totally fine if I had 100 people hate watching me. If they were being forced to hear my perspective. The world needs to hear. The world needs to hear the truth. The world needs to hear this
It's like
answer.
Snap who snaps with a master's degree.
We cannot, under any circumstance, afford to get stuck thinking that the garbage of the modern West is the only way that society could possibly be. This complacency, this notion that what is all that, what is the only thing that could be, is disgusting.
Very good. Very
rid of
good.
it.
Well, give them the sales pitch. What are you trying to sell them to do? What's the alternative to that? If you had to guess,
the alternative is you look, as I have for the last 10 years. I've read every single definitive ethnography within the human relations area files, which is a series of computer documents of definitive ethnographies of cultural anthropologists that's been basically amassed since the 1960s. I've read thousands and thousands of pages of these things for about 500 cultures, actually more than 500 cultures. And what I've come to the conclusion of, and I'm not the only one, I'm just the only one that's going out doing what I'm doing right now. So what I've come to the conclusion is that, there are societies out there that are extremely adaptive. That means that they're doing things right, or were doing things right before they were ruined by the modern world.
By us.
And we, as people that are part of the modern world, the maladaptive mess known as modern Western society, which is now being globalized to the whole world, undermining societies that were traditionally more adaptive and better,
healthier.
That we need to learn these lessons, because right now we're heading down a really, 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 really bad road. Right now, our society is a mess. The global society that we're trying to engineer is a mess. It's horrible. Our mental health is in the toilet. Our physical health is in the toilet. Our understanding, our ability to form relationships with other human beings.
Jack, he's trying to force you to be aware.
We have, as a species, have degenerated so far from what we were thousands of years ago as those, savage cavemen, or whatever the hell you want to say about people thousands of years ago. They were doing way better off than we were.
Pause.
People today, groups like the North Sentinel Islanders are doing way better off than people in the modern West are, and that's the point that I'm trying to make with
hey, hold on, TCPS. I'd love to ask you some questions about it, but we gotta let Jack get in. But you hit on some points I'd like to hit on. But Jack,
please, and I'm sorry for the interruption, but we can go on and on and on about the negativity and the reasons to be afraid and the reasons to be frustrated. And I tried to offer this seed of thought for you to consider. You're in the perfect spot for what you've been experiencing. Okay, so all that matters is right now, right? And the past brought us to today. Each of us have learned different things, but something I've been learning, brother, we don't have to do anything. We get to. And we don't control others. We don't have to make anyone convinced. We don't have to do anything. We can present the truth. And we can present the truth with love and with care and with faith that the right minds will receive it.
Now, you and TCPS, you guys both cannot be right. You're saying that you can't force it on anyone. You have to present it and let them choose it. And my man is saying, no, we're going to force feed these guys.
No, I'm saying that
middle ground, though.
People should have the right to accept or reject what I have to say. I'm saying that, like, the problem is that nobody right now is even hearing my perspective. Nobody's hearing this alternative perspective. They're hearing a stupid dialectic right now.
You should mix some sugar in that.
Out of that dialectic. I'm saying what we need to do is we need to make it such that people can't escape from what I'm saying. What people can't escape from the fact that we're living in a false reality. We're not living in an adaptive society. And at that point, they can be free to be stupid and to say that, like, oh no, we actually are, like, Steven Pinker's right. This is the best time to be alive. Like, yeah, you have the right to be stupid and say that. But the point is that I don't believe, I think it's a real shame for humanity.
If a person chooses to join the adaptive,
where they're not even hearing that, where they're not even hearing,
they're under a spell.
Hearing the alternative perspective. They're stuck in the stupid dialectic of left versus right, which is where we are right now as a society. Is we're stuck in the stupid dialectic of left versus right, which is meaningless, which is pointless. We need to think beyond that. We need to think outside of that garbage.
Let's join in this moment here and now, because many of us are not trapped in that dialectic. Okay, because here and now, the people that we're sharing time with, we know you're right, brother. And not being heard brings these feelings within us, a little desperation, you know, especially when we know how important the truth is.
Yeah.
I want you to feel peace, brother, because right here you're sharing time with like minds. We're not limited by
that's a fair point.
I like
that's
his energy, though.
Okay, yeah, obviously, you know, keep in mind I'm unusual. I'm coming to the stream unusually pissed off.
Fair enough.
You know, I'm not coming to the stream in like even spirits. I'm coming to the stream because my own stream was a failure. And it was
all right. Let's address that, man. How long? You said you gave it a week. I thought you were cracking a joke. Are you really telling me I put it up there? I gave it a week. It didn't blow. I'm a failure. You know, that's a troll. Yeah. No one believes that.
No, I'm saying that I gave the stream a week and it gained zero traction. And it was a very important series of points that I was hoping to bring up. And I was like, okay. And by the way, I'm not blaming myself. I'm not blaming anybody else. I'm blaming
No, I blame you. I blame you, but go ahead.
YouTube has been killing my channel for months.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm not super young either.
I mean, I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just wondering.
I'm a millennial.
Oh my God!
I think I am.
Make
too.
me do math. I'm old.
I think I'm like the oldest millennial. I'm 36. I think that I'm one of them now.
That's what a millennial is. This nigga sound closer to 20 than 30.
Yeah, he's younger than me. So, I mean, I'm just that's all.
You're passionate, bro, and that's a good thing. I assume that you were heated. Your channel. What did you do to set for this week to let everybody know, to make sure that they were gonna show up this week? Where did you advertise this upcoming event?
Well, all over Discord and things like that. I don't want to get into like the personals about me because I feel like
okay. I don't want to get into personals either.
I'm more interested in the content than I am about myself. Like again, you know, if there was somebody else, like if there's somebody else that was making the points that I'm trying to make, I wouldn't even have a channel. You know what I mean? Like I'm not here for clout. I'm not here to try to advertise my channel. I don't give a fuck about my channel.
But if you expect people to come,
what pisses me off is the fact that nobody cares and bothers to hear about about what is necessary for humanity right now.
Jack, you found a kindred spirit, bro. Are you listening to yourself, Jack?
Is in shambles. And nobody's bothering to try and figure out what the proper solution would be. And nobody's interested in the truth, at least online. You know, again, offline, I talk to people and they're actually extremely receptive. But online, I'm just disgusted by the reaction that I get from like 95% of the people online.
That's incredibly hubristic, and I mean this with all the best intentions. I don't mean to be derogatory, but you can step back and see how your attitude is very demanding, and it's just not conducive to helping spread your message.
Yeah, at least.
No, I'm saying that again, though. I'm saying that my point is that there's a fairly clear solution. I'm not saying, you know, and by the way, you know, because you say hubristic, I'm not going to, for a moment, claim any credit for myself. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants, really.
You expect I'm not talking about in a week. You expected everybody to come to you in a week. That was hubris.
Your expectations on other people is what I'm talking about.
I'm saying that
what they're saying
I've been trying for about 10 years
Very good. That's what I need
get
to hear.
people.
Yeah.
I've been trying for about 10 years to get people to understand, and only on YouTube for a few years. But
well, maybe I misunderstood the situation.
Yeah, for 10 years to get people to understand these basic points, none of which are my own. I'm not going to claim that I'm original at all.
Well, why don't you think it's taking?
But the question is, how do we sell it to the
I
public?
know, right? I know where you're going, Flo. I know where you're going. Dude had a horrible bedside manner, bro.
How do we sell it to the public is really the question, because if you're correct, how do we sell it to the public? That's how do we culture them? How do we sell it? How do we get people on board without being overly manipulative? That's the question.
I love it.
I mean, that is a good question. And again, I'm not sure. I mean, at this point, I'm thinking that perhaps, at least myself, I can't speak for anybody else, but maybe I've just chosen the wrong avenue. Maybe just doing this online has been a bad idea.
Well, I've been at this for like 30 plus years. And it was a long and lonely road for many, many years, but it's just perseverance. It's perseverance. And, one day things are just you build it, they will come. You just keep going. Some days are better than others. Some day may be more frustrating than others. Some days may be wonderful. You'll have those ups and the downs, but as long as you continue on the journey, it's the journey. It's not particularly what kind of daily results you get. It's the journey that takes place. And as long as your heart's in the right place, you just continue forward, because there really is no other choice.
Yeah, I suggest you put your head down for 6 months and work. And then when you stick your head up, realize it's just you get a look at the landscape, put it down, give another 6 months of work. Do that before you start doing anything.
Jack, why are you waiting for a chance on your own panel? Kick the fuck in there.
It's proven not to work in the past. So thank you.
I can't even see him on his tiny fucking screen. I can't even
I know.
see him.
None of us can read the body language when we got this many people in. Go ahead.
Well, what Joe pointed out, it was very true. I've said this, and please consider there is a reason that everyone is here right now. And it's kind of funny. Joe pointed it out. You sound a lot like what I was saying. I understand those feelings intimately, very deeply, not being heard, trusting that what I'm trying to offer is important. It's in everyone's benefit that they try to understand what I'm saying, but I understand that feeling. And
I know you do.
Hey, what I was reminded of, I talked about it earlier, and the topic of the stream, let go. Fucking let it go. The best way to go. Hey, the best way to succeed is to dig in and start right now. Start over. Fuck it. The past was the past. We learned some stuff. Some things didn't work. Some things did work. Timing is everything, and we don't control timing. We just control what we do during our time.
I just farted. Does that consider as letting it go?
Oh my God.
Yes. Was it voluntary, or did it sneak up on you?
I call it the savior complex. It's like them folks that find God all of a sudden, and they're so excited and they're so enthralled and they're so filled with a new life.
Yes.
That they think that it's their job to go out tomorrow and save the world.
And they get mad at the world for not understanding when they try to tell them, how do you dumb motherfuckers not understand?
I've seen the light. Why can't you?
Guys, you've got to try shrooms.
Right. That would help.
I don't do drugs.
I did shrooms yesterday.
Not yet, you don't.
I won't. Well, I can't say that.
Chuck, you probably should.
No.
Check out some shrooms.
Honestly, as silly as it sounds, shrooms might be good.
I'm not putting any mind-altering stuff into my body.
Right.
Do you put sugar in your body? Do you put coffee in your body? Those are all mind-altering, right? So when you're talking about some of God's natural, you don't put any mind-altering chemicals, and there's no substances you don't put in your body like sugar.
Caffeine for sure counts.
And sugar.
So does sugar. Sugar is one of the most addictive,
Yeah,
mind-altering substances.
I don't drink
on
sugar.
That means I drink caffeine.
That was a very qualified response.
Right? That means I drink caffeine. Is that what that means? I'm a coffee man.
Sorry to interrupt this, but unslaved truth, Mr. Tarek, you have lied in public multiple times about me. And so I look forward to the day when you make true of your words, when you apologize in public for your fucking hypocrisy.
Or we're going to hold you down and let our boy down here force feed you his information.
That might be
with a 12 gauge.
I got a question for our boy TCPS.
I joke, I kid.
The cultures that you think hunter-gatherers. Can you give me a better visual and updated version, and what other cultures would exist alongside of them, what they would look like? What do you envision?
I'm not 100% sure I understand the question.
I'm having a little trouble picturing. You were saying that the hunter-gatherer thing we gave up too quick. We'd be more prosperous if we took upon that culture and perhaps others. At least that's what you alluded to. Am I correct?
In the aggregate, we were overall better off. Physically, we were better off. Mentally, in a primitive state, yes.
So what would a return to that look like? It's not loincloth. What would it look like in modern day?
As a return to that, it wouldn't likely happen, but what would possibly happen would be for us to actually look and see what they did and see the way that they structured their society and see the way that they structured certain things that they did. It's certain ways that they structured themselves, in terms of
I think I understand what
relationships, in terms of family, in terms of medicine, in terms of all sorts of things.
And imitate those structures more so than the actual.
There's things we can learn from them, right? There are things we can learn from society.
All right, you've studied them. Can you give us the fucking breakdown? I didn't go to all them anthropology classes. I did have one really good one, though. Really good anthropology class. But you've studied them. You tell us, what can we glean and benefit? Give me the short version. This family structure, whatever it is, give it to me now. You did all the study, and here's your opportunity. You got ears. You say no one to listen. Let's hear it.
Spit it.
So, you mean what can we do in terms of the way that we structure society to make it better than it is currently? We could create a situation wherein people in local communities from a very, very young age, from birth on, actually know everybody else in the community, that the community cooperates, that the community is able to function as a group that's an actual community as opposed to what it is now.
I like it. I love it, baby. I love it. Yeah, very good.
Whereby,
very good.
In terms of the way that we structure our families, we can have societies whereby people actually, before they get married, they know what the hell they're doing in every way imaginable. They know what the hell they're doing in terms of life skills. They know what the hell they're doing in terms of their ability to understand the opposite sex.
That one sounds a little tougher. That's
a huge way in which our society screwed up, is that our society doesn't give a very, and it does better than it did in the past, but even now it doesn't give a very good means by which people of one sex can really understand people of the other sex. And there's a whole lot of confusion and uncertainty there that there wouldn't have been in a lot of traditional societies.
Are you married?
Currently, no.
Mm-hmm.
So
is that relevant? Is that relevant to the point that I'm making?
Yeah, it is, actually.
Also,
because you can't understand something fully until you've experienced it.
Well, he was married before.
Okay, so what is that? What's the point?
I mean, have you been married?
No, I'm not married.
Okay, so how do you know what it's like to be married? How do you know that you've got an accurate understanding of the opposite sex and that you could convey it to other people? I don't, because I personally, for me, I don't think that I could have understood without having experienced.
I still don't understand
the opposite sex. To experience the opposite sex?
Huh?
Do you think you need to be married to experience what it's like to be with the opposite sex?
I think that I could not have understood marriage until I was in it. Nobody could have explained it to me.
The problem is that a lot of people that get married don't understand marriage. A lot of people that get married don't know what the hell they're doing when they get married.
What is it that you think they don't know?
A whole lot of things, a whole host of things. So many
Like
people in
what?
our society don't know when they get married. They don't understand. They can't put themselves in the shoes of their partner, and as a result, their marriages either fail or else they quote unquote succeed, but they're basically failed on the
You got
inside.
some good basic shit there, bro. That was another good one. Put yourselves in the shoes of your partner, man. Do that first instead of that me shit.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Like, so many people that get married don't know what the hell they're doing. They just get married because they think that that is like a societal obligation. Again, this is better than it. Things are better now than it would have been like 30, 40 years ago. But even
Guru,
so,
baby.
People don't.
The divorce rate is higher now.
No, actually, the divorce rate is lower than it would have been in the 80s and 90s.
Well, the marriage rate is lower.
It's about 50-50.
The percentage of marriage, the divorce rate is lower. But by the way, one of the reasons the marriage rate is lower is because of the fact that marriage in like the 80s and 90s was so much of a chaotic mess that was so destabilized that a lot of people don't even want to bother with it anymore.
Couldn't it be it was more tradition? People follow tradition as time progressed.
No, I wouldn't say people in the 80s and 90s were following traditional marriage in a real sense.
Well, no. I'm not going that far, but I'm saying whatever residue was left over from their people in the 50s and then later on, and this is what it looked like. People still thought X amount thought they had to get married, and it'll continue to get less and less.
I would say marriage in the 50s wasn't really a goal. You have to keep in mind, I'm not some trad jerk that like thinks that like we just got to go back to the 50s and like everything was like based back in the 50s. Like the 50s were incredibly maladaptive. I would never recommend that we go back to that crap.
I got a question if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So do you think the state needs to be involved at any level? Or would it otherwise be better to just leave it up to the family?
I think that I agree with Thomas Paine, and I'm not pro enlightenment, but like I think that there's an interesting point that Thomas Paine makes in his book on common sense, when he says that basically the state at best is a necessary evil. So I'm not even thinking in terms of like, oh well, what should the state do? What should to me, the state is not even relevant when I'm thinking of what would be adaptive for humanity.
So who's responsible for doing the teaching?
Who's responsible for doing the teaching?
Yeah.
You mean currently?
No. I mean, ideally.
Ideally, it would be, the elders within a society, the people that have more life experience.
What if? But would it be forced?
Nothing is finally. Certain things will always be quote unquote forced. Within any society, every society has rules. There's no such thing as just like total anarchy.
What was your thoughts on Libya and Gaddafi, the way they did their societal structure by giving families, money when they got married? If you want to do agriculture, the state provides the farm equipment. And, have you studied much of the way that society was, that structure was run?
I haven't studied Libya specifically, but I'm familiar with the idea. You see this in a number of societies where like a number of societies will offer incentives for people to follow certain things. Like there are societies that will offer incentives. I mean, even right now, Hungary under Viktor Orban is offering incentives for people to have children, for Hungarian nationals to have children. So I'm familiar with the idea, and I think that I'll say is that that's a valid, like, good strategy for increasing the power of the society, increasing the wealth, the clout of the society. I don't necessarily think that that's an ideal situation, but at the same time, I understand that the societies that are going to do something like that are going to end up winning against the societies that don't.
Unless the Americans want to take you out because of it.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, in a theoretical situation, yes.
Jack, what's your thoughts?
Damn.
I wandered away to get a bite within me. This
a bite
is
of what?
Applets and Cotlets. Candy. Damn it.
You have candy called Cotlets?
Applets and Cotlets. It's local company from Central Washington. They make some cool stuff.
Huh.
The state is a fairy tale, all based on belief. If you believe someone has authority over you, you will be told and deserve to be told what you can and cannot do.
Towel cakes and Cotlets.
So what if? Sorry, go ahead. I was gonna jump back to the teaching thing. I'm still gonna hang up on that.
Please.
What if so let's say the information is there and the elders are willing to instruct, but the youngins already believe they know everything and are uninterested in learning more.
What's this now?
How would you resolve the situation hypothetically, right? Like ideally, how would the situation be resolved in which you've got the material to teach young people about marriage, you've got the instructors, but the young people, as they frequently do, already feel like knowing everything, or already feel they know everything and are not interested in learning. Like it takes two for that transaction to take place. What happens if the student isn't receptive of it?
Well, people in general, obviously in a lot of times that sort of thing happens. You see in a lot of these societies, the society does break down and people think that they know better than people that actually know better than them. And the result is that the society is ruined and we fall further into Kali Yuga, which maybe there's no way around that. Maybe, it's possible that the ancient Hindus were correct and that we're just, fucked for the next 400,000 years.
Is that what they said? I haven't heard that. Where's Nachikito when you need him?
We are here to bring the new, to illuminate. Here's my thoughts. I feel I'm not alone in this because I see many others doing this in their own ways. We're here to bring the light, to expose the corruption, to expose the confusion, to help the masses overcome the confusion so that we can bring the light of truth to the world. We can share the truth of love, which is, love is that which reveals all. I believe we are here to become the body of the Christ at this time, to reunite as brothers and sisters in love, with love, for the purpose of bringing forth the world of truth, being ambassadors to heaven, actually consciously, intentionally sharing our time, our energy, our resources with each other, with the world, so that we can help each other create and live the perfect lives.
All right. If you really believe that, Jack, I want a little help. I got an idea. I need something to do here. Perhaps you can help me with my top watching homeless activities. I want to do some shit in Denver. Could you come out there to Denver and help me out and join me in something? Is that possible?
If it's real, yes. I live here, Joe. We live now. All that matters is now.
So that's a yes?
Well, if there's a real purpose and path, if there's a real reason for that, brother, I will be there to serve. But
that's the reason.
No.
Yes. It's enough.
At this point,
how can we do it? What does that look like? That's what I was about to drill down to. It'll be something that happens over the internet. It won't be physical. But what will it look like? You helping me?
I don't know. What do you want to accomplish?
Very good. I want to reach pretty much the same shit my man TCP was saying. I want to reach people with my message. I want to teach them the message that authority is nonsense. Free their minds. How can you help me?
We collaborate.
That's talking.
You guys need to lead by example and go live in the woods and eat berries.
That's what some people will say.
In a
let me finish here. I was trying to find out to drill down to that first step will not be easy. It's easy to talk, and damn it, I feel like we need to, but that first step seems hard to identify.
We've encountered this before.
Well, the first step is this: become present.
That nonsense. Come on, we first stepped our ass off. We need to get off the porch, man. What's the second step there? We talk. We get emotional, then we talk some more. Well, I know what we need to do, but what's it look like? Where are my examples, man? Who am I following? Who's got that nugget of advice what to do? Yes, we all know that shit. We need to end wars. We need to fucking not hurt the next man. Government's evil. We all know that. What do? We got the internet right now. What do we do? Is there a we? Is that a thing? Do we get together and help? What the fuck does we look like?
This might be the point where we're supposed to hand it over to God, right? Like, I trust it's all part of God's plan, and then we just retire back to talking about it some more.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, let's play this through realistically, because there is some truth there. Let's bring it into the hands of God, right? God is with this moment here and now. It is the eternal presence. So if we come into this moment here and now, we can discuss the future. We can discuss the past. We can discuss whatever we want. And it doesn't have to move us. It doesn't have to irritate us or make us angry.
Mm-hmm.
The answer,
but hopefully it's useful, right? We discuss it and so that we can affect change, and not this just through some osmosis type shit that take 50 years, maybe through something that can be done quicker.
Truth
just discussing it here. Yeah, just discussing it here is definitely a big start. There's 100 people here. There's 100 people here with, people on the panel, almost 100 that have ideas. What kind of ideas can people throw, right? It's putting it out. They're actually putting the platform and getting people to see how many more ideas, more brains that come together, more ideas that can come together, more awareness becomes from it. And that's a big part of that step.
Or even you don't know who and what idea you're going to spark. That is the huge step. So-and-so. Okay, I call that osmosis. Maybe I downplayed a little bit. That is the big deal. But besides, we may inspire the next genius. What can we do actively?
But you're asking people to help your cause. So what does that look like if someone is to join in on that help?
My cause is just in reality just general, right? My cause is just meant as a stand-in for everybody's general cause. That's what everybody wants. I help to get my message across, message A, and it don't have to be my cause, right? That's what it is. That's what Jack wants. I want you guys to help me get my message out. That's what Dude wants. I need help to get my message out. No one's listening. So I'm being the next guy. Hey, I want help. Need to get my message out. Well, how do you help me? You keep saying motherfuckers don't come to your aid and assistance. What's it look like? Niggas, show me. Come to my aid and assistance. You have it? You don't even recognize
what you want, Joe. I'm sick of hearing what you don't want.
You took that personal, Joe. I was still talking in general. You took that more personal. Anybody on the panel, man?
Oh, hey.
Like I was talking to you directly. Perhaps in some ways I was, but generally speaking.
Because I'm fucking better than you, bitch.
What about creating a share group, right? If everybody wants to share everybody's stuff out to reach more people, if people need their stuff, everybody now that's a share group, right?
Who wants that's to
join in that share group? Because I know I want my message to reach more people, so I'd definitely be sharing other people's messages out. If they're sharing my message out, that's something I could definitely in action that I'd be easy and willing to join.
This is very true. until we become more directed through our own words, our own convictions. We will all look to others for answers. No one has the answers, you do. I know. Well, I won't offer that. I think I know what could help me, what could move forward and really change my life. I also know what can help others.
Do that part first.
Well, for the others, more indirectly, it is truth. Brother, I mean, this is the topic we're talking about, is we've all got, through our life experiences, our choices to learn and study and to follow different paths. We each on this panel and elsewhere, we've got a unique gathering of information and knowledge, a wisdom that is unlike what others may possess. So what do we do?
I agree. Certain aspects, I agree. Jack, going back to the shit I listened to, a lot of your message that you say now, and I think you talk a lot of airy nonsense, to be direct, but your basic message, it was the same back then. You was the same back then as it is now.
I've been consistent. I've been growing in my ability to understand and to explain. And
very good. Very good. That's all there is, baby. It gave you more than that.
Well, part of it was trying to prove my worthiness, to find others who resonated, who agree with what it is I'm offering.
You still do that right now. That is your biggest hang up, right? You and TCP right now. I'm offering this shit. No one will grab it. Right? To the point where you guys get mad. Nigga, grab it. I got the dope in front of you. You don't want to grab the dope. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Top it, Joe. We're not gangster.
This lady Margot, she gets encouragement from people in the chat, which I find to be just fascinating.
What, me?
Because Margot has been a real life part of my experience, and I've explained to the viewers that people like Margot have not been pleasant parts of my past, and yet I see she's welcomed. As a matter of fact,
at my channel, I'm not inviting her. I'm not inviting her here.
Right? No.
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
It's actually NJ Jeep Girl and some of the others who really want to despise and Tarek's BS too. Of these people are fucking nuts. They really are.
We all are.
Everybody.
People are people. Yeah.
It's not an exclusive club.
It's not hard to get into, right?
Since Joe started the singing, I think we need to sing Happy Born Day to Chuck. So
no.
Happy Born Day to you,
Chuck.
Happy Born Day to you, Chuck.
Happy birthday, dear Chuck. Happy born day to you. All right, 4 of you on the panel suck balls.
What? With peace, at least.
Only 2 of us sang. The rest of you were sitting there looking awkward.
I chimed in at the very last minute and I fucked it up.
That's what I did too.
I heard 3 or 4.
You guys are so good at it. I think we may get copyright struck. You were that on cue.
That's why we had to sing Born Day.
No, they dropped that. You can sing it now again.
Well, we might get copyright struck anyways for you looking like Santa Claus with that beard and that
red. You like that?
Still a Santa's image.
I'm making a list, and I'm going to check it twice.
Sound like a hitman to me, bro.
Yeah. Can I send it in the private chat?
All depends who's naughty and nice.
It depends.
Well, I know I'm doing better than Jack so far, and Christmas getting closer.
You know,
Just
I was
another day.
looking at that Christmas stuff the other day. I forget what they were talking about, how because we are creators and we create with our energy, if they can get us to focus our Jesus energy, as Jack would call it, on one of their shitty days, in some ways that would help their fucking cause. That energy would help their shitty God or their shitty purposes.
Can you repeat
I was
that?
hoping y'all understood, because I did it so horribly.
That was bad.
Yeah, I normally follow your shit too, but I lost this one.
Smoke a little more,
All
Joe.
right. Let's say the oligarchy, they want to use our energy to manifest certain things. And by putting our desire to worship God on a satanic day, I don't even know what the date was.
The winter solstice.
Shit, some day that the pagans used to love, some horrible satanic bullshit. I don't know, I might be over exaggerating, but you put it on their day, and that energy for our God somehow helps them for their cause on their day, because we're doing it on their day. We are worshiping what they want us to in some ways. Don't ask me to say it again. I'm not good at it.
The word God is a cuss word for a lot of people, which is interesting.
Yes, it is.
Good orderly direction.
Huh?
I said good orderly direction.
Yeah.
God.
It's acronym time.
I would say
you got to break it down to whatever people are comfortable with.
Yeah, that's what they're comfortable with.
I'd be more comfortable if you could rap it to us.
I can't rap. I can't sing. I'm tone deaf. So forget about it.
Well, I guess so much for being comfortable.
I say more generator, operator, and descent. Something to that nature.
You would inject some chaos into the acronyms.
It can't be all good. It's all things, right?
I would agree with that. Yep.
But maybe it still could be all things. Maybe. I think I'm out on a limb here, but maybe because a good thing is a good and bad combined, perhaps all things can ultimately be good. I don't know if that's solid thinking or not, but
there is always good to be found. That is the truth.
Well, you can find bad also.
Free will, exactly.
I'm going to take a shower.
About time.
About time.
I didn't catch the end of what you were saying there, Joe, but with them getting people to manifest on these days. So
yes,
some Christians that I know believe that Sunday is the, not the right day. It's Sunday worship and stuff. But recently
that too
I've heard
is a good example. Yes.
That actually getting them to manifest, come together and worship on a day that could maybe not the holy day. And then that person was saying it should be Saturday. And then I was just recently listening to somebody. Saturday is actually Saturnella worship day. So that's another day that's, kind of put people off. I heard another guy saying it's like Tuesday is supposed to be the actual day or whatever, right? So kudos.
I think Saturday it's supposed to be 7 days after the start of something. If it started on Saturday, it's supposed to end on Saturday, however it is. The seventh day would fall on a Saturday. I don't think
the last time I read the good book, I don't remember days of the week being in there when he started this.
The seventh day, that's what it is. And if the first day, I don't know how the shit go. I'm not a religious dude.
Who
but
determined
it was logical.
What the first day was?
The first day of the week is Sunday, and according to and so they got it in. He rested on the seventh day. That would be a Saturday. If the first day is Sunday, he rested on a Saturday.
Yep,
I guess that's how it goes. Yeah,
that's what I understood it to be.
That's why. What is it? The Sabbath they call it. Saturday's the Sabbath.
Yes, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Yeah,
it's changed through the churches and all sorts of things. But Life happens now. Welcome, Thomas.
Jack, I love you. I just wanted to hop in and say that Sunday is the day of the sun. Monday, also known as Lunes, is the day of the moon. Tuesday, also known as Martes, the day of Mars, the god of war. Wednesday, Miracle, is the day of Mercury. Thursday, Thor's day, the god of Jupiter or Thor. Friday, Freya, the god of Venus or Aphrodite. Saturday, obviously Saturn, Sabato. And then back to Sunday, the day of the sun. This shit is older than fucking time.
We all know Wednesday is hump day.
Hey, Angeleen.
Hi, Angeleen. And again, they changed it as well. The calendar used to be a 28-month cycle, 13 months, 28 days. So they also switched
that's
that
just
to change things.
the Gregorian has the Gregorian skipped away from a moon cycle. The old calendar was a moon cycle. That doesn't change the fact that the 7 days of the week on the Gregorian are based off of old Greek gods or Roman gods.
The 18, what is
Lark? That's
Tuesday is Martes. Just think about, listen, like if you know Spanish a little bit, what does it sound like in Spanish? Friday is Viernes, which sounds like Venus. Wednesday is Miércoles, sounds like Mercury. It's, you know what I mean? It's written into the etymology, but English is so far removed, like from easily understanding the Latin base or the Proto-Indo-European base. It's a slave language. English is a fucking slave language.
Hey, Thomas, thank you for bringing this. I got to be very honest with you, though. I find very few reasons to have you on this panel.
I appreciate everything. I appreciate everything.
Well, I'll roll
he said.
You fucking bitch.
Except for that part, I thought he was on. He's enlightening me. I thought it was on. Fucking wow. I want all them days of the week. Shit, he contributed surely.
Sure, it's interesting and it's fascinating. There was a minuscule relevance to the conversation. Sure, I get it. But
it was good relevance because we were talking about them putting it on a day, and it looks like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, because any day you pick look like it's going to be worshipped on some Greek god, and fucking look like any day is damn it. Poison.
Well,
we can move on from the day of the week shit.
Well, I'd like to resolve the reaction I got. I mean, but maybe I'm misreading it. I don't know.
Reaction from what? Oh, from Thomas?
Well, from you saying he's defending him, automatically defending him, judging me as wrong, and you've done that to me a whole bunch of times, Joe.
Wow. I gave my opinion. You're going to make me a bad guy? I said, in my opinion, he did well, and I like it. How did I become the bad guy?
Please,
I'm giving my opinion.
Please, Joe, please. No reason for defense. I'm not persecuting.
I'm asking a question. I'm not being sensitive. How did I become the bad guy by giving my opinion? What did I do wrong? I said, in my opinion, he did good. I appreciate he said. How'd you take that personal? As an attack? How does that even occur?
Doesn't.
It just did. You say, "Oh, you attacked me," and all of that.
Joe, you seemed confused by my choice on my panel.
I don't understand what you're saying, God, because apparently you just went there.
Well, I don't know how to communicate any more clearly than I have been. I'm seeing patterns where people want to project and misunderstand what I'm saying, and I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm really not.
Well, if you're saying patterns of it, it is probably you, because I didn't join with any club, and I didn't join with anybody to attack you. I merely gave my opinion, and you saw a pattern. It's probably
please forgive me. I didn't mean to single you out. Golly geez. Man.
Okay, well, don't lump me in with a bunch of other niggas either on that negative shit.
All right.
Thank you.
Try and do better.
I appreciate it. Nigga, I'm the one. I'm easy.
I know you're very caring and very understanding. I don't want to upset you. I'd love for us to understand each other better.
Could you maybe explain that, Jack, then? Because I didn't really understand or comprehend the Thomas thing and maybe this prior stuff, because he came up and it sounded like he contributed well and I was liking what he was saying, like Joe said. So maybe could you get us to comprehend why, you reacted the way you did?
What
Thank you. I was hoping somebody else appreciated that. I was hoping someone saw what I did.
I actually, please don't misunderstand. I appreciate it as well. However, I stand behind my fucking words when I say I have very little reason to have that piece of shit in my presence.
Okay.
That is from the past. Okay.
Wow.
That is from the past. But if you guys have not recognized the disrespect offered to me from Thomas, from all those other asshats over at Paul Unslay's platform, if you guys have not seen that.
Yeah, we see you get disrespected. We see it all the time. We got ours. Probably happened today. Yeah.
And so for me to bring up the past, it seems to offer confusion to you, and I recognize
it should offer confusion because you're a man and you keep your baggage and trauma to yourself. It is confusing.
Right.
You don't get justified because people attack you.
Hey, Joe, you're about to be gone, brother.
Yeah, listen, if you're worth it to me, I love this shit, bro.
Joe, I was reminded with honest and truthful words that I have a right to love me. I do not have to put up with assholes who have no fucking respect for me in my presence, Joe. Can you understand that?
I thought that went for everybody. You're not separate.
Right. So when I remove people, when I tell people I don't want you in my fucking stream.
Do what you want. Did I complain about you?
You're getting angry, Jack.
You did complain.
I know what you're feeling because I know when I get angry, I do things that I regret too.
But I'm not angry, Chuck. This is just it. I'm not angry at all. What I am.
Well, the inflection of your voice sounded like it. That's the only reason I said that.
All right.
I wasn't picking on you, buddy.
Chuck, do you have anything to say about what I have said, other than your opinions on how I said what I said? Do you listen to anything I say?
Yeah, about the situation. I understand it. I've watched them crap on you for, what is it, a year now, or gonna be a year? Mm-hmm. I've seen you get crapped on by that crowd.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I left that crowd.
Okay, and so if they show up and they take over the stream, right? Jump on, introduce themselves into the conversation, then dominate the conversation, ignoring me. When I speak up about that, then I'm painted, then it's problems on me again. And you know what? I don't fucking deserve this shit. I don't need to take this shit. Okay?
I understand completely. We all feel it.
Well, no, Chuck, I wish you did understand completely. I really do. I wish.
I've suffered some of the same, not as much as you. I've suffered some of the same ridicule from over there. And it does weigh heavy on the heart.
Right. You know, well, let's move on.
Okay.
Please. Not to interrupt you. Thank you, Chuck. This is something that's going on. There's something that is happening where people, it's not slaves, it's people, egos, want to see me triggered. And I suspect maybe it happens with other people as well, where, you know, people.
You want my 2 cents, Jack?
Yeah.
I've seen this too. I I'm from the big city, St. Louis, Missouri, so I know all about inner cities and all that crap. But when the event happened, what, 3 years ago, and it totally, and when everything came to a complete dead stop, and we were no longer able to interact on a daily basis with other living, breathing human beings. We're a social creature, so we got cut off. And now, from years of being cut off, there's all this pent up frustration. I mean, in everybody. And I don't know how long it's going to take for it to unwind itself, but I've seen it as soon as it went into full gear. I just totally seen it because people got afraid of people. And when people get afraid, fear sets in, fear of the unknown. And we're just coming out of this mess, and hopefully we don't go back into it, because I'm afraid it'll tear the fabric of everybody permanently.
Right, Chuck, which is exactly what I'm trying, I'm doing what I'm doing, because of exactly what you said. I'm sick of seeing people living in fear as well. I'm sick of seeing people getting controlled and misinformed and being misled. Why? Why are they allowing themselves to be misled? Why are they willfully staying ignorant? Because they're afraid. I understand fear. Believe it or not, people, believe it or not, but I actually do know a little bit about what I'm fucking talking about. Okay? I just don't get it. I really don't.
Are you talking about?
Hey,
are you talking about the big picture? The bigger picture that you talk about the wars and all that? Is that what you're referring to?
I'm talking about living in the present, one with God, in the way and the manner, the way that was demonstrated through the Christ. He was the way, the light, the truth. Follow the way. The way is without fear, guys. It really is. And seriously, what I've been learning, what I've been reminded of is right now. When I let go of my worries, when I let go of my fears, I don't have to deal with them. And I can let go of my fears and worries. And this is where the conversation actually was. We can find a lot of things to give us doubts and to give us anger and fear. But brothers and sisters, every moment we can willfully, through the power of our mind, through the gift of free will, we can change our focus. We can accept that pain is. We can accept that evil is. We can accept that life is. And now we can find the good. We can fill ourselves with the good. We can feel good, share the good. That's what we're supposed to do and be. We're here to be good for each other. Whatever that might mean. Oops. I know I say things that, well, I don't know how I'm perceived, to be honest. I know for a fact there has been a lot of confusion around me, from me, through me. And I don't have hard feelings. Thomas, do you understand why I said what I said?
I love you, Jack.
I love you too, brother.
To be honest, no. I think I laugh and prod at you the same way everybody else does, which is a tough love scenario, because we all actually have an extreme amount of love for you, but we almost all see the ways that you might be able to do better. And don't take that the wrong way, because I know that we all can do better, but it doesn't change the fact that
Hey,
I don't
Tom.
think that I've ever done anything that I would be mad at myself if I were you, but that doesn't take away how you feel. And
Right.
anyway.
See, hey, Thomas, do you want to understand, or do you want to continue thinking what you think?
Well, obviously, I'm coming here to meet you in the middle. I would love to stand under you, Jack, but right now I can't. So please break it down for me.
You know, I lost track of what you said before that, and that's what I wanted to respond. But here's
all right. So if I could describe love as the want to understand or the ability to understand. And so I fit that category for you, Jack. Please explain what you mean. I don't mean to make you angry at me and you know, I reacted and caused.
Yes.
I mean, that's weird vibes, but it's also a little bit of playfulness on a panel. So let's get to the bottom of it.
You're right. You have been demonstrating patterns and mimicking behaviors of others. You've been fitting in the crowd, you know, coming out of the woodwork to try and find ways to prove Jack wrong, to find anything he says or does wrong, to fucking highlight it. And what I'm saying, Thomas,
I barely show up. It's not like that.
I know. The times where you have been quite, well, they've not been pleasant for me, Thomas. I know you get a good little giggle and tell yourself how much you guys are helping me, but really, you're looking like a fool. Okay?
Okay.
Well, when you look in the future, when the future allows you to look backwards,
future doesn't allow anything. Future doesn't exist. You should know this. It's all in the now, Jack.
Your arguments are a waste of my time. I'm going to allow one last chance, okay? What I saw from you earlier was just the egoic pattern of, I have information, blah, listen to me. I'm going to be the focus of attention. And Thomas, you're a better man than that. I know that you have more self-awareness than you have been showing, but what I suspect, brother, let's remember where I met you. I met you on that delusional panel of chaos.
Oh, gosh. Don't call it that. It's not that bad.
Really?
It is not that bad. You know it's not that bad because you show up anytime that you feel welcome.
I have not been welcome there for some time. And what I mean by that...
If by some time you mean like 48 hours, then sure.
Okay. Hey, Thomas, go ahead and take your disagreements elsewhere. I'm done with you. Okay? Please.
Hey, I love you. If you want me gone, I'll leave. But I mean, I'm here because I love you.
No, you love Paulie. You love Paulie, and you don't want to be wrong about what you've done. I understand that. There's plenty of reasons to love Paulie, and there's plenty of reasons to think you've done nothing wrong. But it doesn't help. Machine Lies, how are you doing, brother? You've been patient. You are so patient with the chaos on these panels. Actually, Mitchell as well. But
yeah, I just think that well, a lot of discussions happened. I think that ultimately, you know, there's a you know, I think that there's a kind of a crisis in terms of what people think that they can let go of and what they can't let go of. I think ultimately it comes down to the notion of simplicity, you know, and ultimately we don't choose who we love, you know, but there's a type of thing of how we get stuck with kind of the same people all the time. And And I guess the key is to embrace that, because there is a notion in which there's a type of individualism that's forced upon us, that causes us to feel alienation from people. But there's also a notion of collectivism. And I think that community is more conducive to a personal value system than a collective. I think there's lots of collectives online, and I think people get stuck in collectivism, and individualism. And these are obviously false constructions. Nobody is an individual. We all come from a family. We're all part of a community. And that community is part of a personal value system. It's not a collective that's based on loose connections in which we're projecting our own desires into some cauldron, of of what society imagines for us, So, yeah.
There's a fine line, right, between our individualism and then becoming part of the community, becoming part of a greater gathering. I know my experience. I know that where you started at, I forgot what you said exactly, but sometimes in this life we got to do things we never thought we would, right? Just part of the passage of spiritual, emotional, whatever, human development. We will have to do some shit we said we would not. I found myself in that place many times already, okay? Unable to let go, unable to forgive, unable to figure out, unable to solve, unable to prevent. I found myself in those positions many times. It really is this advice there. Let go and be in the moment with gratitude, regardless of the ignorance. Stay neutral, challenge, present. That is what we're supposed to do. And that's what I've been learning, honestly. Life happens now. Nothing matters beyond this moment. And it is always this moment now. It is always now. And that's what we've got to focus on, is the nows that we want to experience, not the nows in our memories and the shit that we don't want to accept. I hope that makes sense. When we create those resistances and denial and say, no, I can't, no, it won't, that's going to consume our time, our mental energy. And I don't know if that is what you were talking about, but TML, I know in this life I have had to accept, and I'm grateful at this point. Guys, it gets easier. It really gets easier when you say, no, I can't forgive them. Oh, I can't be like them. Well, motherfucker, you are, and you will. You'll feel better about it too when you're done. In my life, when I look back at the things where I said I'd never do this or I can't, and then I found out I could, guys, that's the game of life. Each of us are going to have these different paths. Where are you guys at, feeling wise, here now? What do you feel?
Go ahead, Mitch.
I'm wondering if maybe it's time to shut it down. Golly geez. Some of these streams, when I hit go live, I never know what's going to happen, who will show up. And even when people do show up, I never know how I'm going to be. I hope I didn't cause too much offense to too many people today. That's never my intention. I don't know. I believe Toilet Bowl Earth may be already streaming. Our dear friend, the machine, our dear friend HMFIC of Steve will be streaming soon, I believe, shortly. So, and then Machine Lies will be doing his thing tomorrow evening.
Yes, that's correct. Possibly around sundown on the East Coast here, or after a brother Talcott gets going on his stream. I know I like to watch his stream for a while and then get started. At least the opening message, so I could get some motivation for my stream. But yeah,
the warm-up show.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, blessings. I appreciate it. You know, I know how I can be. I think this is my path, guys, and serious. If in fact, well, I'm confident God is with me. And if God's with me, God's with all of you. And God, if God's with all of us, and all of us today, I'm really hopeful for the future. I really am. I'm feeling complete, though. Final words, brothers. I'm going to start clearing people out.
Have a good night, guys. Good to see you guys. We'll get there, Jack. We'll get there.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations as well. As I understand, the family tree is growing as well. Did I catch that right?
Better not be.
Okay. I thought I got enough. I thought a grandkid or something else came out too. So
no grandkids. I'm done with those.
All right.
I hope.
Well, proof more birthdays are coming, right? Here's another one. Thank you, brother.
Just take it one day at a time. Catch you all later.
God bless, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, well, if there is a we, I guess I think that we can get there, as Chuck was saying. You know, we just gotta be able to, agree to disagree sometimes. You know, live and let live. I don't know, let it be I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I think that, sometimes, I guess I'm trying to, bring some potential thought-provoking resolution for you and Paul's situation, because I hope maybe you can see that, it is possible, because even if you don't agree on everything, that's all right. Progress is what it's all about for me. As long as we're making progress, we're doing good. So, but
cool.
Much love to you guys, and thanks for having me out, Jack. Peace.
Bless you, Mitchell.
Blessings. Yes. Thank you for joining. And final words, but Scott 2B, welcome, brother.
Didn't catch that. You're closing shop, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck everybody. See you. No. Good evening. I guess good. Hello. Goodbye. I don't know how to do this.
I've been encouraging people, as I understand, I haven't double checked, but Toilet Bowl Earth was doing a trivia panel potentially this evening, and we've got HMFIC of Steve will be going live shortly as well. So
okay. Well, I heard some of your stream earlier. It sounded like you had a good stream going on. I just wanted to come up and say, hey, I did catch something that Jesse said earlier, and I made a comment in the chat about everybody sharing everybody else's. Like, hey, if you're not streaming, go out and type a couple messages on Facebook, Instagram, and the other platforms saying, hey, Jack's on. Go check out Jack and put a link. If that happened 3 times tonight, you'd have a half a dozen more people at least.
It could happen. It could happen. Absolutely.
Repetitive. But hey, have a good weekend. You guys be good.
Thank you.
Hey, Machine.
God bless, brother. Peace. Brother, Machine Lives. Give me an honest feedback, brother, please, and feel free to speak how you see it.
Well,
I question if I'm being too sensitive to give you a clarity of where I'm hoping. Go ahead, please.
No, I think all reactions here are basically warranted, but I think as they say, like they said a lot about having a about forgetting things or remembering, I guess forgiving the past, in a certain extent, and coming into the present where you are today. And ultimately, we must have our memory reach into the future. There is no future except for the memories that we can take into the future and with us. So, we have to forget the past. Forgetting is just as important as remembering, in a sense. But we have to forget the past, bring our memories into the future, and as they say, and also take the forgiveness that we have for the past, and take our future that we have, use that to recreate the memories we have of the past. So there's should be a process there where we can forget as well as remember what's necessary, to move on. And that is part of letting go. If I had to say, is taking those simple things with us, that we can't change, but yeah.
I agree and I understand completely. Where I'm finding myself, though, is my care for others, right? I see the potential. I see the greater good. I see the divinity in others. And I realize people don't want to be insulting. They don't want to be disrespectful. I don't believe that they want to. That's an assumption. I don't believe they want to be ignorance. And I guess my hopes, my expectations, I keep believing that people are brought into the experience for us to help each other. What people have been offering to me, dude, I don't fucking want it. I don't want their doubts. I don't want their disbeliefs. I don't give a shit if they think I'm not perfect. I really don't care. I mean, if I'm wrong, if I am inaccurate, please, for the love of God, help me become true. Most of the complaints are about what people fucking think, not what's true, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think I think ultimately where different people on different levels, as they say, there is an ego type of personality, and I think that is a lot of it has to do with how other people perceive us to be. But I think true knowledge of self comes from your own understanding of how you can how you interact with others, is a kind of a relation. But I think wisdom, ultimately is a beauty that exists, without relations. And ultimately I think that wisdom, has to be your own. It has to be a personal experience, that you can't ultimately convey to other people because it's so inextricably tied to your own experience, but really seeing through the eyes of others, I wonder if there's a greater sense in which that can help us. I know ultimately there's no way to be alone. Like they say, to be the only sane person in a world full of madmen is true madness. And I think and I think I feel that way sometimes. I think anytime I think man, everyone's crazy, then I know that actually that's just a problem with myself, most likely, because I can't be the only sane one around, and I can't know that I'm going crazy either, because crazy people don't necessarily know that they're going crazy. They're not aware of their own insanity, so I think self-awareness, ultimately, I know that I have influence over others, and I know you do as well. And I know people do perceive us as people that may influence others. But the thing is that we're not playing any characters out here. so I think that that's one of the problems that people have with us, is that a lot of people are playing characters, and they're projecting a certain quality that people admire. And since our behavior is not like that, it's just real behavior, it's just volatile, because we're taking we're taking our interactions seriously, and we're taking everybody with us, for better or worse. We're taking everybody on this ride with us in our own personal development. And I think that could cause, certain personalities to emerge, for sure, But yeah, I know there's certain places, where I guess for some reason I've been made unwelcome, but it's a virtual space. We have to remember it's a virtual space. Ultimately, me and you know each other, and we've had lots of private conversations as well. So I think that is ultimately who you can trust, is the people that you put, the people that actually invest time.
Yeah. Hey, Unslaved Truth, you're a liar. Actually, you're lying to yourself, because you're honest. You do not believe I am honorable. Ask yourself, Tarek, after the things you've seen from me and heard from me, not your fucking daddy, not your cult leader. Think of the things that are true, the actual facts of me, and then ask yourself why you choose to not see the honor. See, a liar finds liars. A coward finds cowards. And Tarek, you and the others are hiding behind the coward, Paul Unslaved. He is a coward. Men who run around trying to bully each other, dominate, establish their superiority over one another. Those are cowards. I'm learning not to be a coward. I'm learning to be a man of peace, a man of grace, a man of wisdom, and a man of love. And it feels better. It really does. Hey, Unslaved Truth, stop telling me what to do, and you and I will get along much better. You want to go... You know what? Praise God. Praise God. Much love. This is the path we are living, my brother. Okay, so I want to wrap it up. It's Friday night. I may have time. No, actually, I got plans. I know what I'm going to do this evening. I'm going to head out. What do you think? I'm ready to shut down, brother.
That's a good idea. That's a great idea. If I live near people, you know, unfortunately, I just live in a rural place. So if I venture outwards, there's nowhere to walk to other than to the farms. But yes, that sounds like a great idea. You know, to go and share with people. You know, I love going out there and trying to talk to people and see who's, you know, in the alleyways, you know, or you know, ready to have a conversation. Who's bored, you know, as bored as I am, you know, trying to talk about these things. And it's greater to have these conversations face to face, bring these conversations into the real world, if we can. You know, that's always a great blessing. And also to you know, as you said, being a man of grace, and you know, letting go of those things that are out of our control, really, you know, and that is true grace, you know, leaving to God what is God's, really, you know. And you know, yeah, blessings to everyone who is here for us. Thank you so much.
All right, brother. Peace and love. That is our dear friend, the Machine Lies, and to all those others who joined. We had some wonderful people. I hope I didn't ruffle too many tail feathers. Joe Cool and Thomas, and praise God. Let it go. Let go. This is the word for myself. Like I said, the thumbnail today really was an inspiration for me, to remind me the thought I want to share in passing, is where I started at. You've done it before. You can do it again. You can do it now. See the positive possibilities. Redirect the substantial energy of your frustration. I know frustration, it brings a substantial amount of energy that can consume us. Turn it into positive, effective, unstoppable determination. That frustration is a direction for us to look, to reassess, to reevaluate, maybe to redefine. Redefine what is important. And what I've come to really, truly consider, it's just factual, it's just simple and obvious. What matters is now. Right now is all that matters. The past is out of our reach. The future is non-existent. It is just not there. Now is when we live. And right now, brothers and sisters, it's Friday evening. I'm going to go treat myself to some treats this evening. Thank you again, brothers and sisters. All of you who have tuned in may join in at a later time. Here, let me do this. Our poll, rock on. Thank you very much. Yeah, HMFIC of Steve will be starting up soon. There is some comments, actually. I think I brought this up. We don't have to make our cage and our punishment as well. Our guilt, judgment, pressure, it's our own doing. It's stuff we do on ourselves. And you know, I'm looking at some of the things I started. They're irrelevant for the future. Brothers and sisters, let's live in love. Choose love. Peace for everyone. And until next time, live without fear. Thank you and God bless.